In 1386, her name was Philippa of Lancaster. She was the daughter of the Duke of Lancaster, John of Gaunt. And it was she who asked her husband to name the castle after St. George. So the royal family lived up there throughout the Middle Ages. But then in the 1500s, King Manuel I decided to abandon the old castle and to have a new palace built down here by the riverfront. King Manuel, as Caterina explained to you, ruled during the period of the great voyages across the Atlantic, and at a time when the Portuguese controlled the trade of commodities from the Far East, King Manuel had an enormous fortune. And so he no longer wanted to leave the old medieval castle, and he decided to have a brand new palace built down here by the riverfront. The palace was so beautiful that it became legendary. However, rather unfortunately, nowadays you cannot visit that palace simply because it collapsed when the city of Lisbon was destroyed by a very violent earthquake in 1755. The earthquake in 1755 was a tremendous disaster. This area by the riverfront is the area that suffered most, because after the quake there was a tsunami, a tide wave, and the area flooded. But at the same time, up at the top of the hills, an enormous fire broke out, and fire was to last for 6 days. And historians estimate that more than 25,000 people died. So the royal palace was not the only great building that collapsed. Many other remarkable constructions fell when the earthquake hit the city. Now if you look to the city side, we are standing along a pink facade. That the pink building used to house the Royal Navy Arsenal. And here by the riverfront used to be located the Royal Shipyard. That view is still nowadays known as Ribeira das Naus. Ribeira means by the riverside, and now NAU was the name given to the galleons that used to be built in the royal shipyards located here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are soon going to pass in front of the most spectacular, the most beautiful square in the city of Lisbon. This is called Trade Square, Commerce Square. This building is on the arcades replaced the Royal Palace. You can see on the center the statue of King Joseph. King Joseph was ruling when the city was destroyed by the earthquake. Behind the king's statue there is an arch of triomphe, a triumphal arch, which is like a picture entrance into the heart of the city. The buildings housing the upper floors, the government departments, and other cafes where are many cafes, restaurants, significant radio stations. Especially because the ocean was the widest use of the Tagus River. Next we are standing in front of a ferry station, and people who live on the other side of the river who visit Lisbon taking the ferry. Right behind there is a long yellow building, the Ministry of Finance, and behind it you can see 2 bell towers, which look like the towers of another fortress. Yes, that is not a fortress, but a church. It is the Cathedral of Lisbon. This cathedral, built in Romanesque style, was the first Christian church to be built in the city. It was built shortly after the Christian conquest from the Moors, which happened back in 1147. The cathedral, as you can see, looks a little bit like another fortress, maybe more like a fortress than a church. But that is because back in the Middle Ages, whenever the town was in danger of being invaded, whenever there were riots around the city, etc., the locals used to seek for refuge inside the massive walls of the cathedral under the protection of the bishop. The bishop was one of the most powerful men in the court of kings back in the Middle Ages. So that's the reason why the cathedral looks a little bit like a fortress. we're going to pass in front of the Queen Elizabeth, and this is going to be a good opportunity for all of you to photograph the ship with the city of Lisbon behind her. In a short while, when we turn around, our ship will be moored to the middle of the river, and from a distance it's going to be even easier to photograph the ship with the city behind her. The docks where the Queen Elizabeth is today are known as Jardim do Tabaco. Jardim do Tabaco means the garden of tobacco. And that is because this used to be the area where in the old days anchored the galleys that transported tobacco from Africa, and it was around this area that the tobacco auction used to be held.